Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today we're going to be doing the review of the very iconic robocain Hiya Toys figure from obviously Robocop 2. Robocain, the villain from Robocop 2, by Hiya Toys, and is the obviously the exquisite mini. And yeah, I just picked up this and Ed, so lucky enough to get both. I was actually in a situation where I'm not sure if I think I was in a situation where I was either going to get Kane or Ed. I think I was in a situation where I was going to get one figure at one stage because I couldn't get the other one. I think then I was in a situation where I couldn't get either, or I wasn't going to get either. And then all of a sudden I just managed to be in a situation where I ended up, you know, getting both, which was really lucky. I thought someone else would have grabbed these before me, but I was really lucky. I mean, consider it quite luck, to be honest. That I managed to get these for someone else. I know this is becoming quite rare from what I understand, and there was about 8 or 9 other watchers that was watching this. So, I knew that if I didn't grab this, one of those guys was going to get that. So I made the decision to get it. I'm pretty glad I did get it. And also, when I was talking about Ed to another price, I managed to pick this up for $64.50, which I thought at the time was pretty good, because this, believe it or not, for the exquisite mini, the price on this guy is crazy. Other places I've seen it for between 75, 90, crazy prices. But I thought for $64.50, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Probably not going to get it much cheaper than that. And as I said, like I said with the Ed, I was going to pick these up at Christmas, but I decided to get them early now. And as I said, I'm really glad I made that decision to getting them early, because didn't pick them up now early, they're just going to be much more expensive. Yeah, so let's take a look at it. I really do like it. I am quite a huge fan of Robocop 2. I know a lot of people say they don't like Robocop 2, or not as much as Robocop 1, but I think it's a really good, strong sequel, to be honest. I really do like it. I've seen it quite a few times over the years. To me, Robocop 2 doesn't have any issues. I think it's a very good sequel. It stays true, like the original, where it's got the really brutal violence. When I look back at it, is the violence as strong as the first? I don't know. Considering Kane's involved, I think, yeah, it is probably as violent, which I do like. I don't like when they start toning, because I'm really a big fan. If you've seen some of the stuff I've got, most of my man cave is, well, it's supposed to be 80s and 90s theme, because I mainly like the 80s and 90s stuff. That was what I was watching when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s. Probably way too young to watch those kind of movies back then, but I watched them anyway. And I didn't really care, if I wanted to watch the action films, I just watched them. And a lot of the stuff you could blame my uncle back in the day, because he just put films on for me to watch anyway. So he didn't even really care that I was too young. He just wanted me to see him. He was like, "Oh, let's watch this cool film. Let's watch this cool film." So I just watched them. Yeah, but a lot of times I wanted to watch them on my own anyway. I just loved action when I was growing up as a kid. I just loved action figures and watching films. Cartoons back in the day, 80s and 90s, certainly don't make cool cartoons like they did back in the 80s and 90s. They were so awesome. Cartoons nowadays, they make just absolute rubbish, or they did start going rubbish after about the year 2000, and you had like Mona the Vampire, and that was just absolute total rubbish. Back in the day, you used to have the old X-Men, the old Spider-Man, back in the mid-90s, and then even like in the 80s you used to have Centurions, um, Space Cowboys or something like that. Yeah, but you just had a lot better stuff in the 80s. Yeah, but anyway, let's not talk about that too much. So yeah, robocain, really awesome. And surprising or not, NECA have not, well, as far as I know, I couldn't see one that NECA have done, only the Ed 209. And this is the only one, I'm not sure if it's Hot Toys, I'm sure I see another one, I'm not sure if I just see this or another one. I'm not sure if is there a Hot Toys version of this or some other version that's this? It's very surprising that there's not many, because as far as I know, NECA haven't done one, McFarlane haven't done one. So it's very surprising. I'm not sure if it's something to do with the rights, getting the rights to make it. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. I'm guessing, this is just guessing, that NECA are gonna, because if they've done Ed, surely they're gonna do a cane, or could someone tell me? I'm certainly no expert on this thing. I've only been collecting these type of stuff for the last 3 years since COVID 2020. And I'm no expert. Have NECA ever done any sort of version of this, or any other companies? Can anyone else, apart from Hiya Toys, know this? Or does anyone know any plans of any NECA making one of these? Because I have no idea. But anyway, let's talk about the Hiya Toys version. This is their exquisite mini. Now, first of all, let's talk about the positives first. I really do like it. I do like the overall design of this. I'm not sure if it's actually the overall design of the robocain. It's sort of like I think it's the first Robocop. Where they, or it might have been, was it Robocop 2? I'm not too sure. Where they do the introduction sort of bit where they go, introducing Robocop 2, and they sort of come out, some were comical, one sort of shoots a couple of people and then shoots himself in the head, and goes, I'm not sure if it's the same one. One goes crazy, a skinny Robocop. When they introduce, they go, introducing, I think that's, I'm pretty sure, is it Robocop 2 they do that? I think, yeah, because they come out and say, introducing Robocop 2, and he sort of comes out, kills a couple of guys, and then this is one guy shoots, say one guy, it's a robot. I think one guy blows his brains out, one robot blows his brains out, and I think one guy just goes crazy. It's quite comical, that moment. One guy, I think, one of the robots pulls his head off. Yeah, but I think, yeah, that skinny robot that you see, I'm not sure if that's sort of based on this and they sort of just made it better than that. I'm not too sure, that was only just guessing. But anyway, I do like the overall design of this. Obviously, Kane, the villain from Robocop 2, and then obviously when his life support gets turned off, they turn him into Robocop 2. Similar, situation what they did with Murphy when he died. They saved his brain and then just turned him into Robocop. Then they've done this Robocop 2, and obviously he's supposed to be actually a cop, but then he's sort of like a crooked sort of cop, because obviously he's still a villain. But they, that woman in Robocop 2, can't think of her name. Obviously, she turns his life support over and then says save his brain, and then turns him into Robocop 2. So he's actually supposed to be, he's actually Robocop 2, even though it's Robocop Kane, he's actually Robocop 2. It's supposed to be, but sort of like a corrupt cop, when you see him, but all he really, really wants is to get his hands on the nuke. But they sort of like, bribe him, do the job for us, OCP, and you're going to get the nuke. So obviously he does whatever he's, because if he thinks he's going to get the nuke. And I think the nuke, I'm trying to think if that, I'm pretty sure in the movie that comes out, that, because I was thinking it was that. I don't think it is. I think that's just sort of like the nuke sign or whatever. I think that I'm pretty sure some area comes. I think it's that area. It sort of slides out, and he puts a nuke in, closes back up. Obviously, what keeps him going. Now, I really do. As I said, I really do like the design and the overall look of this. They really did pay attention to a lot of detail. You know, and a lot of the articulation. It's really nicely painted. I'm going to have to really. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch Robocop 1 again and 2. I'm definitely going to watch Robocop 2 again for sure because I want to see. I just want to check a few things, check the colour, check all the armour is right, and what should be on there, and what should be and what shouldn't be, or what looks alright and what could be changed. But yeah, I do like the colour of it, and I do like the overall design, and that bit. It's hard to do it with one hand when you're trying to film with the other. Because I'm filming all these videos by phone. I don't have computers set up with cameras and all that. Just don't have the budget for that type of stuff, so I just do it all on the phone. I'm going to actually try and get sort of either a better phone or a camera. So I'm going to do like a camera where I can just set it up, film it, and then I've got two hands to mess around. Because doing it like this is just really no good. Because you can't sort of have two hands to move stuff about. But that bit, where he smashes Robocop through the wall, that big arm, I just call it a big arm, extends and smashes Robocop through the wall in two. Then obviously you've got the, obviously it's the, not full minigun, but it's the end or part of the minigun planted attached to that arm. So obviously that is the rapid fire that's used to take out a lot of people in Robocop 2. Then you've got the claw, another claw. I don't remember. I'm trying to think if I remember that claw. I'm not sure if is that claw used in the film. I'm not too sure about that. Obviously, that is used when he smashes Robocop through the wall. Minigun turret is used. Trying to think. I was going to say I'm going to watch Robocop 2 again to check a few things. I'm going to mess around with this while I'm watching it. And the claw, I'll have to check to see if it uses it. That other big, the opposite big arm on the opposite side, that opens, or one area does open and close, which is pretty good. So I like both of them on that side. And then you've got the gun turret, or you've got the cannon. Let's call it a shoulder cannon. I think pretty sure in the movie it's sort of like blast effect, like sort of. It's not like quick succession like the minigun rapid fire. I think that's sort of like a single blast. Blast, then a few seconds blast, sort of like that. It's not a rapid fire. I'm pretty sure that's when he blasts. When he's during that fight scene again with Robocop. I thought he actually had other machine guns as well, but that's the only two that he has. I thought that he had other things, but he pretty much uses that to take out a lot of people, pretty much most of the time. But I thought he had another gun that he used in it, but clearly not. Unless they just didn't add that. But yeah, but yeah, I think it's mainly that he uses, and then the other thing when he's fighting Robocop. And then he's got the two other smaller arms, which that is sort of the one also during the fight with Robocop. Sort of like an electrical in between those two ends. It's sort of, because you see that bit, it's like, and he goes to I think he's grappling with Robocop, and then he's got that claw, and it goes sort of like there's like an electrical sort of to electrocute him or something. Yeah, it's that's the sort of effect there. And then that smaller claw is obviously, you see that being used when he breaks his say co-star's neck, when she's or one of his his hench women you know, the female, I'm not sure what her name is, but you know, the female that is in it was in his gang. You know, she touches that, says, you know, it's going to take some time getting used to. And obviously, he snaps her neck, so that should actually open. But yeah, I really do like it, the overall design of it. Um, but I think the issues. Let's talk about the issues. Let's go on to that because we've wasted enough time talking about other stuff. The issues for me is probably now with Ed. I don't have any issues at all with that. I think that's totally fine. But this 64 and even, you know, once it gets 74, way too much in my opinion. This something like this, because it's got sort of, right, I know it looks cool and stuff. There's a few bits that move around, but to me, not good enough for that price. If I'm being honest, I think it should be about 45, no more than 50. That is my personal opinion. Now, reason being, as I said, because it just doesn't look worth the value to me, Ed, because of the sound, and it's like sort of quite chunky size. I quite like the size. Few bits that turn around, and the sound element. It seems to be worth that sort of value of the 60. As for this, doesn't. Also, it's a little on the small side for me. It should have been probably. Oh, that's an exquisite mini, but look at the size of the box, and it's a lot smaller than. Well, the figure itself is not much smaller than, but you know, the box is quite smaller. For me, you know, a bit too small. Should have been slightly bigger, and I think with the element of a few things that they could have added the front face where it opens up and you can see Kane's face on the monitor. That would have been absolutely fantastic. That's what I would have done. Then I would have had the open feature where it opens up and you had a little canister of nuke with it that you could put in, which would have been awesome. It would have added that as well, and I would have added the claw, which should open, because you know, when he's using it to, obviously where he picks her up, snaps her neck completely. You know, that opens up. So I would have opened that as well. So yeah, with the exception of about at least three things, yeah, it doesn't, to me, not worth the value, in my personal opinion. But still, you know, still pretty good. I'm about, give or take, 75-80% happy with it. But you know, issues for me there. But still, looks pretty good alongside it. And if you get the Hiya Toys Robocop, all three look really good on display. And yeah, it's still a pretty decent figure. You know, I was going to get it anyway, regardless of the issues. So I was going to get it one way or another. And you know, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, maybe NECA or someone that can make another version. Maybe Hiya Toys can rework it and bring out another version of this and add those elements. I'll definitely be all over it if they did do that. I'll definitely get it. If they did, if Hiya Toys, you know, did those with the added elements, I probably would get that, and I'll probably end up selling this one. Is what I probably would do. Get the better one, you know. But with that being said, yeah, I overall like it. There's just a few issues, but you know, it is still pretty cool. Certainly be messing around with it when I'm watching Robocop 2, checking a few things as well. But yeah, and they stand pretty well, to be honest. Ed and Kane, they do stand very well. I think I'd be quite annoyed if they were sort of, you know, stand down and falling over sort of situation, because that's just quite annoying. You want them to display well. But yeah, so anyway, definitely would recommend Ed, Hiya Toys, but Kane, not so much. But yeah, if you want to get it definitely. If you can get it for the right price. If you can get it for around 60, 65, definitely, yeah, it probably would be worth picking up. But 75, that's probably a bit too much. But yeah, really, really good. And I think I'm going to wrap this up because this video has gone on way, way too long. I was actually thinking of doing it 10 minutes. I think I ended up doing Ed, I don't know if it's 15 or something or more. But yeah, this has gone way, way too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it really does help the channel. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, bye for now, cheers.